So the 6-year anniversary is going very strong over on Global Dokkan. Now, the 6-year anniversary is a massive celebration. I would say, for sure, the best celebration in Dokkan history. Although, I don't know, Tanabata, the current celebration on GP, is like actually insane. Because there's like, this celebration 6th anniversary, you have what, like 6 major EZA units, but right now it's looking like Tanabata's got over 10. So it's like, to me, I'm always saying this, EZA is like the biggest thing right now. I think it's the best thing in Dokkan, and I think the quality of a celebration, one of the main things I look at in my eyes, is EZAs determines the quality of celebration, and then I think free summons as well. Both Tanabata and the 6th anniversary are the only 2 celebrations to have sort of like the rainbow thank you tickets, right? Again, global players, you guys will finally be able to use your rainbow thank you tickets here in part 2 of the 6th anniversary. So let's go ahead and go through part 2 of the 6th anniversary and all of the content that is inside of it. There is a lot, and remember, there is still a part 3 as well, right? So the first thing that happens is all of the story stages unlock, basically, for the 2 story events. You have the Miracle of Universe 7 story event. So what becomes new is you get the Awakening medals for Tien and Roshi. You're able to get the Awakening medals for Krillin and Android 18. There's a new support memory that buffs Sibling Bond, and it also heals when you're below 50% HP. You guys may have seen me. I use this one a lot in difficult content. I really like that little HP regen it gives you when you fall below 50% HP. I've found it to be very, very handy. And then also Awakening medals to awaken the physical UI Goku, who came out, back in 2017. Back when Ultra Instinct Goku first appeared in the anime. And now he finally gets his awakening. Now, honestly, these characters, we don't even really need to majorly talk about them right now. UI Goku, Android 18, and Krillin, and the Tien and Roshi, because they don't EZA. If you guys notice the release date down there, February 9th, is when they got their awakenings, but then they didn't EZA until February 22nd, right? So, I mean, I would expect these units are probably going to EZA on Global Dokkan maybe in about a week or so. Probably sometime around like the 20th-ish. Like the 20th or the 19th, I think, of July is when we will see these 3 units sort of get their Dokkan Awakenings with the new stages of the story event. And again, their EZA actually happens in part 3, right? The EZA and the Dokkan Awakenings do not happen at the same time. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video, is to go over that. People are going to be asking me all over the place, but it's fine. One thing you definitely have to understand is that, like, there's always new players coming in, right? So it's like, even when people ask me, like, what would, I don't know, be considered like a dumb question, I try and treat every question as legit these days, because especially during one of these major celebrations, right? Like, I am seeing like new players coming into the game for this celebration. So I think it's important to help them with, sort of stuff like this, right? So we also get the new stages for the Master Roshi story event. What it is we have 3 stages, which includes the medals to awaken Roshi to LR. Now again, Roshi gets his Dokkan Awakening. Roshi is still pretty good after his Dokkan Awakening, but where he becomes, like, honestly, like, maybe like a top 20 best unit in the game overall, like probably somewhere in that discussion, right? Is after he gets his EZA, again, during part 3. All of the EZAs take place in part 3, except for the INT UI Goku. INT UI Goku does EZA in part 2, right? So that is going to be coming up very, very soon for Global Dokkan. Again, like, Roshi is good. But remember, he is going to get a nice power boost on the 22nd when he actually does get his EZA. Right, so we went over the story stages. Then the EZA for INT UI Goku comes out alongside their awakenings. UI Goku's EZA is weak to rapid growth. I see a lot of people still saying they think that this guy is the best EZA unit in the game. or at least when we said like TURs, right? Because obviously, like, you know, this guy's not competing with LR SCR Broly, right? SCR Broly is just way too good, right? But this guy's incredible, right? He's the ideal Realm of Gods leader. Honestly, like, I feel like if like when I'm seeing people argue why UI Goku is better, I feel like I never see people bring this up. I feel like this is one of the strongest cases, is that, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Vegeta, Cooler, like, their leader skills are just, like, irrelevant, right? It's, like, doesn't matter at all. But then this guy is, like, actually one of the best leaders in the game, because I think Realm of Gods is one of the best teams in the game, and I think this UI Goku is the best leader for this team in the game, because he's got Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, and Tournament of Power. All of the major units you want to run on here, he's basically going to link up with. You know, outside of like Beerus or Whis or something like that, this guy links up with like everything. He's a stacker. It's just what I've noticed is that he's very good. He's very solid right here. You know, like he's super good. But like to where you get like to the top level stuff is when he transforms. So he has, no matter what, the 70% chance to dodge, which is obviously ultra good. But I've found this to be just a stunning ability. The first turn you transform with him, he has guaranteed dodge, which is just like, it's so strong. That ability right there is so powerful. So it's like, you know, I'm telling you guys, this guy is going to help you tremendously in the God event. You know, turn one, he can get smacked up in the God event, right? Like type neutral or something like that. But, like, you know, as long as he doesn't get you killed before he transforms, once he transforms, he is the GOAT, right? Like, transformed in UI Goku, I like better than, like, you know, Angel Super Saiyan 3, Cooler, you know, Super Saiyan 4, Goku, and Vegeta. This guy right here, definitely better than them. But you still have to transform with him. Transformation condition is not the worst. Because, you know, in difficult content, when you need it, you will get it. And it's like, the thing is, he doesn't need the transformation to be good, but he does need the transformation to be, like, the best EZA TUR. I'm gonna do a level 10 link video on him, you know, when he's about to drop. I might take him into another event, maybe just like a video focusing on him. I might do a video taking him into like the GT Legendary Goku event, just to sort of highlight his strengths, right? I feel like that could be a really good video to do for him, because obviously, like, that's where this guy is going to be probably at his best, is like the GT Legendary Goku event, letting him stack up, and he's going to look super good. Regardless, this guy is fantastic, right? You know, I don't, just because of the fact that I don't really think this guy is quite as good for several turns as Cooler and the Super Saiyan 4s. It takes a while, right? Because of that, I like them better. But I mean, I guess if you factor in leader skill, they actually cannot compare it to his leader skill. They can't. They can't. They're it's incomparable, right? This guy's actually one of the best leaders in the game. So if you're going to argue him as the best EZA TUR, leader skill is definitely where you start, right? Okay. There's going to be 4 new stages of the God event, including one of the tougher ones. So you get Iraq right here, who's, you know, not really too tough. Chomp is pretty easy. Liquor is pretty easy. Beerus is tough, though. The reason Beerus can be pretty tricky is because he starts out INT, right? I believe what happens is you're probably going to get about, if I remember correctly, it's 2 turns where he's INT. Usually, like, because he has a rage meter, right? You super attack him, he builds up a rage meter. Does it say, is it 2 turns? I think usually it takes 2 turns. It might only be 1 turn. But what makes him tricky, as you guys have found, is when fighting these bosses, typically you want to go type advantage. But because Beerus changes, the thing is that Hellas, even though she changes every single turn, she is not as powerful as the other gods of destruction, which you guys may have noticed, right? Beerus, it's not like that with him. When Beerus transforms, he's like, I think Transform Beerus is the hardest hitting of all the gods. He's not the hardest, but he's the hardest hitting, right? Because Moscow still got his AoE, and then Belmont, dude, with, you know, he lowers defense, he double supers, he locks, and he seals you. It's like, does he do enough? Can he do more, please? It's so stupid. Belmont is so stupid, right? So yeah, I think Beerus is definitely going to be the toughest of the 4 gods of destruction that come out. And then remember, the last 4, Sidra, Rumshi, Belmont, and Jin, they drop in part 3. along with like Roshi's, EZA, and stuff like that. That's when you're going to see those characters actually get, or those gods actually be introduced, right? So there's that. I mean, as you guys can see, like even part two is pretty stacked. We get a lot here. There's a new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage. It is this one right here, Warriors of Universe 7. Another stage, by the way, built to hard counter AGL UI Goku. There's multiple in here in the game, right? The Goku and Frieza at the end disables evasion, essentially making LR Evolution Blue Vegeta like the better option for this event, right? The GT Legendary Goku event end here. It's like UI Goku is better the whole way through the event, but then you get to this portion, and canceling his dodging does nerf UI Goku quite a bit, right? He's still good without the dodging, but like, remember, he gets that extra defense from that first dodge as well, which you're not going to be able to get. But I don't think this, I don't think this is too bad. Although, I do think this is the hardest of all the Infinite Dragon Ball History stages. I think this one is definitely harder than Formidable Saiyans, Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, and then the new Fuse Warrior stage. This one definitely still feels like the hardest one to me. So they want you to use Universe 6 and Universe 11. That's a very easy team to build if you've got, like, Jiren, if you have STR Kale, Tech Caulifla, those characters. I mean, you guys may have noticed, but, especially during the 6th-year anniversary, Tech Caulifla and STR Kale, man, and LR Kale and Caulifla as well. These characters are just so busted, right? If you're fighting Universal Survival Saga enemies, and like so many of these bosses and enemies that you fight during this celebration, guess what? Are Universal Survival Saga enemies, right? So you're able to get really good use out of Tech Caulifla, STR Kale, and then obviously LR Kale and Caulifla as well. So yep, there is that stage. There's also this co-op campaign. This is the super fun one, right? Yeah, because this just beat any event with 3 Reps Universe 7 category characters. This was the most fun of the I think there's 3, right? The third one is just beating, I think, the LR Goku and Frieza EZA. But that's obviously during part 3, right? I remember like link leveling my ass off in order to get this one done right here. So good luck. Remember, everyone, we are hoping that Goresh and Toonrami end up in the same brackets because they have declared war on each other, both guaranteeing victory against the other if they would ever be matched up in this. So hopefully Goresh and Toon end up in the same column or combo right there. And then the final thing is there is more sales because the 6th anniversary is like the best celebration ever in Dokkan history, as well as the top legendary summon banner. Now remember, this takes place a week after the start of part 2, right? So if that's the case, I think the 18th is probably when we're going to see these INT UI Goku and all those characters. I would think the 18th is when we're going to see them, because I think the top legendary summon LRs are coming out on the 25th. Right, because I sort of counted it up. If it's exactly the same timing as JP, the top legendary summon banner will drop on July 25th, because that's when the discounts end. The way it worked on JP is that the discounts for UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta ended, and then immediately, like an hour later, I believe these two dropped. Their top legendary summon banner dropped. The other thing, too, is that the thank you tickets are able to be used as soon as the top legendary summon banner drops. What happens is this creates an exact duplicate of all 3 LR banners. The top legendary summon banner, which is one of the worst banners ever, and then you have the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta banner. You could use the tickets for any one of those 3 banners that you choose. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you just use your tons of thanks tickets on the Dual Dokkan Fest for Goku and Vegeta. Absolutely, I recommend that, right? Remember, back during, in the 6th year anniversary for JP, we had no idea what these were going to do, right? We had no idea. Global players have the foresight, though. You guys know, right? That, you're going to be able to summon on either of their banner or this banner. Again, look, dude, this is actually, maybe the worst banner ever. And, the thing is these 2 characters... This character is going to be very good in the future when MVP 17 gets his EZA. When he EZAs, you could run a rotation of him and this unit. As long as MVP 17 is a clear slot 1 unit, if that happens, this character is going to be really goddamn good next to him. They're going to be crazy together, right? But like right now they're kind of in limbo because the problem with these two LRs, right, is that you basically want to run them on reps of Universe 7. Because this character, again, basically needs to be next to, like, Android 17, but, like, these units just are not good enough. This LR is. Like this LR, you know, you're seeing them, like, Rainbow level 10 links, they're hitting, like, 8 million attack stats and shit like that every single turn, right? Like, they're ridiculously powerful. And then, you know, they got their really good active skill. You know, they're giving defense to all allies on rotation. This character can look really, really quite good, right? But the 17 and Golden Frieza, I'm definitely not as high on. By the way, both of these characters are going to look a lot better next to MVP 17. So both of them get buffed. But, like, this unit, there's just, where are you using them? Like, you're not going to use them on Universe Survival Saga Reps Universe 7. It's like Join Forces is like the one spot where you'd actually use this character. This is just, it's bizarre. I like, this was such a terrible idea. This would have worked a lot better as an exchange unit instead. Because this character would have been a lot better if they were on, you know, either like the Frieza teams. So like if the unit like was an exchange character that started out as Frieza, you know, they'd be on, like, Otherworld Warrior, Transformation Boost, you know, they'd be on teams like that. But because of the fact that, you know, they're a combo, they're not an either. And even if it was just, like, Android 17 exchanging in a Golden Frieza, that would work as well. That makes sense, because, you know, 17 is kind of tired, and then that's, like, Frieza goes over to finish off Jiren, so that would make a lot of sense, right? Then at the very least, he'd be on, like, the Android category team, and Siblings Bond and stuff like that. But by comboing them together, they killed a lot of the units. This unit should have been like this should have been like 120% at the start. Like they basically what this character needed is the numbers to be turned way up. And then this right here, this should have, like, you build that up to like 28% or something like that, and then it stays there. But, you know, hopefully you guys are starting to see that these characters that have to build up damage reduction every turn, it's a shitty mechanic. LR Tapiana, Minosha, 17 and Golden Frieza, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta, all three of them have this sort of, like, mid mechanic, right? And then obviously this character's fantastic, right? They're going to work really well. This character works good with, like, LR Goku and Frieza and stuff like that. The only thing is that, like, slot 1... this character's not as good as UI Goku or Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? Which instantly makes me think more highly of those two units than this unit right here, right? Not to mention, this character is restricted basically to the reps of Universe 7 team, whereas Goku and Vegeta are, like, the best units on, like, all their teams, basically, right? Like, I think Goku is the best unit on every single one of his teams, and then any team that Goku's not on, I think Vegeta's the best unit on that team, right? So, there we go, guys. There is everything in part 2 of the 6-year anniversary. The 6-year anniversary is just major, dude. There's so much free shit, so many free tickets, so many amazing EZAs, so many good characters. It's just been very, very well done. So let me know what you guys think. Good luck with, you know, your thank you ticket summons and all that. Of course, I'm going to be doing a lot more global content as the anniversary goes on, right? Dude, July is just Dokkan Christmas for real, man. Because we have Tanabata on JP and global at the 6-year anniversary. It's just so, so crazy. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.